Welcome to FootballGameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 1 preview between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Bills.
The Buffalo Bills clearly have upgraded their speed and athleticism on both sides of the ball via the draft and free agency, and they're starting a rookie quarterback in E.J. Manuel, and I hope they don't hinder him athletically. Utilize those legs both in the running game as well as creating opportunities throwing the football down the field. Now, there's injuries in the secondary, and that's going to force guys to raise their level of play, but communication is key back there. You got new guys starting in replace of Stephon Gilmore. They're going to have to step up and make plays versus the Pats passing game, and that defensive line has to win the battle up front. You cannot talk about beating the Patriots unless you get to Tom Brady. Now let's move over to the Patriots in this ball game, and they have a sound battery on their football team with Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and Vince Wilfork that gives you an opportunity to win each and every week. And the Pats also have potential in the running game, and I would definitely lean on that this week versus Buffalo. Want to force those guys to stop the run. And I'm going to have to take the wait and see approach with their receiving core. There's young guys that show promise, and they also have a lot of speed. And defensively, I'm a big fan of their linebacking core. I think that's an excellent group of linebackers they have with Hightower, Mayo, and also Brandon Spikes. And the defensive backs, in my opinion, they match up well with the Bills wide receivers. So that should be a great battle you should watch throughout the course of the ball game. Now let's go inside the lab to take a look at some X's and O's for both teams in this matchup.
Starting a rookie quarterback versus the New England Patriots is a tough task, and I think the Bills can have some success with E.J. Manuel by utilizing compressed formations, the bunch formation, and creating some opportunities to give him a two-way go versus man coverage. Here's what we're going to have drawn up. We're going to call this play 90 slant out and up. And why are we going to call it out and up? I'm going to show you in a second. So we're going to have E.J. Manuel, C.J. Spiller, tight end, receiver out wide. We're going to hug this receiver tight to the line of scrimmage. We're going to put this receiver out here, creating the spacing. This guy will be Goodwin. The reason why it's Goodwin, you want to take advantage of his speed in motion and his speed in space and his ability to get on top of the defense very quickly. So we have that drawn up. We're also going to draw up just your basic coverages, your coverage responsibilities, your cornerback, your free safety, your backer here, strong safety here, corner out there as well. Now, the 90 slant is when you call the slants to both sides. So you're going to have these two guys running slants. Boom and boom. You're also going to have your tight end running the slant, and his route is key. Why? Because he is creating the rub between the backer and the strong safety. And we're going to put Goodwin in motion, and you want to wait till he gets to that outside foot of the tight end or outside leg of the tight end, and you want to shoot him to the quick out. Why? Because the combo route to a slant is the quick out, and that's where it can give that illusion that, okay, they're running the scissors concept. Maybe these guys switch, and I'll pick up the slant, and he'll pick up the quick out. But as Goodwin is springing to the out, he's turning it up. And so now it gives E.J. Manuel a two-way go. If the blitz is coming or if the pressure is coming, your quick reads are your slants. That's your hot routes. Your built-in hot routes are your slants. The chance you take deep down the field is with the chair route or the out and up with Goodwin. So I think that's how they can have some success versus the New England Patriots, giving him a two-way go versus a team that loves to play man or zone. But if they do play man and they're in a bunch formation, this could be an opportunity for these guys to hit a big play deep down the field. In order for the Patriots to have success versus the Buffalo Bills, they have to keep Tom Brady well protected. And throughout the course of his career, he's one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the game. So they've done a good job of protecting Tom Brady. I'm going to show you examples of 3 types of protections that they utilize versus teams to keep him well protected in the pocket. Could help themselves out this week versus the Buffalo Bills. The first protection we're going to call a Bob protection. So that's Bob, big on big, or body on body, big on big, body on body. Bob protection is basically this. You're going to have your end, your tackle, and maybe a backer here. So you got big on big. So that's big on big with the back eyeing the linebacker right there. So that's one protection, your Bob protection. That's something they can utilize this week. Another protection we're going to show you is called a Badger protection, where they're going to make a Badger call. I'm going to explain what that is. So we got Bob already showing you, and I'm going to show you Badger. Make a Badger call. And what a Badger call is, that's when the running back alerts the offensive line that he's going to block the extra backer, and they're going to have to make an ET call. And let's draw it up first before we explain. What you have here, you have your in, you have your nose, you have your in. So let's say there's an extra guy on the line of scrimmage with 2 backers in the middle. Your back will alert the offensive line that he has this guy. So that's his guy. He's going to make that ET call. So I have the in man on the line of scrimmage, and that right there allows everyone else to block where they have a guy. So that right there, the back has to recognize that he has to get this man here blocked, the in man on the line of scrimmage, or the E-mole as they like to call it. He alerts the offensive line that he has the outside rusher. So that's the Badger call is going to have to make. Now, you can make an X, Y, or H call as well. So we're going to show you what that is. Now, as far as the away call is concerned, the X, Y, H away call, you see we drew up the Y, we drew up the H, we drew up the X. These calls are made to bring in an extra guy into the protection for a 7-man front. For instance, let's say you're in your classic 3-4 defense. So you want to bring an extra guy in this protection. So you're going to make that away call, which tells the running back he's going to block away from the protection. So that way he's going here and picking up this backer. That's why you make the away call. You're going to bring an H call. You're going to bring in the H back right here, or the tight end. So he's going to move from slot to close to the line of scrimmage and pick up the in man on the line. And the center will block to the side that has 4 rushers, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to block this side, and we have big on big right there. So those are some protection examples that the Patriots can utilize this week versus the Buffalo Bills to keep Tom Brady well protected in the pocket, so that way he can hit deep plays, big plays deep down the field.
Now, here are some coaching points for both teams in this matchup. For the Patriots, you want to force E.J. Manuel into some quick and safe decisions. That way the ball comes out of his hands quickly and you can rally up and make the tackle and get these guys off the field. And you don't want to get out of position versus C.J. Spiller. He's a breakaway threat. You have to maintain your gap discipline. Otherwise, he can rip off those long runs. And Shane Vereen in the passing game could be a huge advantage for the Patriots. Here's a guy that has unique running skills, but you can also flex him out as a receiver, and he will always beat a linebacker one-on-one. Now, for the Buffalo Bills in this matchup, E.J. Manuel, getting him in an early rhythm is key. That builds that confidence. That also moves the chains, and that way you can have some success versus New England. And the one thing the Patriots do exceptionally well, they attack your underneath coverage. So they're going to force those linebackers of the Bills to make plays in the passing game, and they're going to have to excel in that aspect. They're also going to have to excel in special teams department. They do have an outstanding returner in Marquise Goodwin, a guy that can definitely flip field position, and also Leotis McKelvin as a punt returner. And in a late move in the preseason, they brought in Dan Carpenter to handle the kicking duties. That's something you want to keep an eye on throughout the course of this matchup. The X factor for the Buffalo Bills will be their defensive coordinator, Mike Pettin, and what he can do creatively to apply pressure on Brady, as well as disguising coverages on the back end. He was just as important of an acquisition as was draft selections or free agents. He has a lot of talent at his disposal, and it's up to him to get the most out of it. The X factor for the Patriots will be their receiving corps. That's both wide receivers as well as tight ends. This is a defense that has some leakage in the secondary, and it's up to these guys to get up to speed. We know Brady has complete command of the passing game. He's going to need those young and inexperienced wide receivers and also tight ends to hold up their end of the bargain. They don't have to be world beaters. They just have to move the chains consistently. I like the Bills in this ball game, and tight end play will be huge in this matchup, and I think Scott Chandler could be a big-time X factor. And with all of the different personnel groupings and multiple formations on offense that the Bills can throw out there, I see them giving the Patriots problems. Now, defensively, I believe the front seven can give the Pats enough fits to come away with a few stops, and that's ultimately how you knock off the Patriots. You got to out-possession them, and this should be, once again, an entertaining game, as they usually are when these two teams face off against one another. And I want to give a huge shout out to Bills fan forums and Patriot fan forums for always showing football game plan support.